If you could delete a character from Mortal Kombat 11, who would it be and why would it be Sub-Zero? We all hate him, especially offline, and most of us only play offline anyways. So there's only hatred in our hearts for this mod. I'm going to show you two techniques. There are two defensive techniques. It's pretty basic, but at least it increases your chances of surviving against Sub-Zero. And we'll start with the first one. The first one covers his overhead and his lows by simply uncrouching at an attack. As soon as you react to one attack, you uncrouch. And since the low is fast enough that by the time you react to the low and uncrouch, he hits you when you're crouch blocking, so that covers the low, and then you get up, and that covers the overhead, because the overhead is much slower. 19 frames compared to 13 frames. Much slower. It is slower. So here's what I mean. I'm simply uncrouching. I'm reacting to any attack. I'm not trying to see if he's doing the overhead or the low. I'm not trying to look at the sword. I am just uncrouching. Uncrouch. The overhead gets you sometimes. That's offline, using a technique where I only react to a hit, to an attack, not even trying to see if it's an overhead or low. And it still gets me. This character is not weak, even offline. It's just online he's extremely strong. Fuck's sakes. You know, this technique, with enough practice, you can get used to this, and you can essentially block them all. Just keep in mind this does not consider throws at all. So if Sub-Zero mixes in his throws, and you're trying to react to an attack, you're gonna have a bad time. So I'm getting them all. I'm not getting them all. I am almost getting them all, is what I was trying to say. It's much better than trying to react to a kick or to a sword. And as you can see, usually what gets me are the overheads, because they're quick. It's not the lows. The lows are never going to get me. Using this method, well, never going to get me. So, as I'm saying this, I'm getting caught by it. What is tricky using this technique, especially online, is the little movement that I've added to the AI here. When they're taking their time and they try to delay their attacks, mess up your pattern. Yeah, because then it looks like an attack. You're trying to react to him attacking, and if he's moving, that might trick you into thinking he's attacking. That's usually when it gets me. For the low at least. For the highs, are just, the overheads are strong as fuck. For a 19 frame attack, man, it seems so quick. What I'll do here is I will try to record him without any movement at all, just so that he quickly does these moves, and try to see if I can use this technique to cover both of his attacks. Alright.
Alright guys, I mean, go try out this technique. It's not perfect, but it's better than having to guess. Or even just trying to see if there's a difference between trying to react to, like Sonic Fox to the sword. I mean, I can't react to the sword. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to react to any movement, any attack.
So this technique definitely takes practice. It's not easy. You're still gonna get caught by the overhead. The overhead might catch you from time to time, but you have to be quick. It's possible, it's just very hard, but if you start to incorporate this technique into your gameplay, even though it's online, you have more success, more chance of success than just hoping he goes low and hoping he goes overhead. So that's one tip. We're still all doomed. So let's look at another one. If you're playing against Variation 1, which does not have a slide, Variation 1, and you're in the neutral, he's probably going to do this, or go for an overhead. Because these two moves cover more distance. What I would do sometimes is I would neutral crouch in the neutral, hoping to implement my technique to just uncrouch as soon as he hits me with something, as soon as I react to a hit. But I would fall prey to the overhead. And the reason why I don't think that you should just crouch in the neutral, at least not against a Sub-Zero that does not, like this, a Sub-Zero that does the shoulder attack instead of the slide, is because the distance between the low does not cover as much distance as the overhead, right? From here, I would hit you, not with the low. So the low is not dangerous unless you're like here. Maybe like here. So when you're in the neutral, I would recommend just blocking high, unless you're playing against a Sub-Zero which has slide, which most of them do, so then you're always forced to block low. Unless you're playing against a Sub-Zero that is not YOLO. If you're playing against a Sub-Zero that is not YOLO, then you probably, maybe, could block high, get away with it blocking high in the neutral.